Ultrasound technology has come a long way since the early 60s. After 40 years of ultrasound and testing, there has been no biological effects utilizing ultrasound at the present exposures that we use. The days of the early ultrasound were very, very poor. You could hardly make out the fetus or the surrounding anatomy. We used what we called the bistable technique, which was black and white. There was no grays, so either it showed up black or it showed up white. And then the grayscale was invented, and you could see more different shades of gray that would make it easier to view. But it really wasn't until the end of the 70s that real-time ultrasound was invented, and that allowed us to see a moving image of the baby. And before that time, we had no idea that at 8 weeks these babies were so active, because the mother doesn't feel the movement until at least 16 weeks. And with real-time ultrasound, we could see that beating heart at just 4 weeks. We could see the little, baby with fingers and toes moving and jumping. I remember when I started utilizing ultrasound, I went to school in 1981. It was the old days of the B scanner, where we'd actually have to trace the baby and do one section at a time. I remember times where I'd get the baby on and then do another swipe a second later and the whole baby was gone. I thought, where did that baby go? And once again, it was information that we didn't know, that these babies were very active in the womb in those early stages of development. The technology of ultrasound has continued to improve to this present stage that we are utilizing color ultrasound. We can use 3 and 4D ultrasound. Higher frequencies allow us to get better resolution. Transvaginal ultrasound was introduced in the 80s, and it actually allows us to see the separate fingers and the toes of the baby, because we're using a megahertz between 7 and 10. And the higher the frequency, the better the resolution. But the depth is poor, so we can introduce this through the vaginal canal, and we can get 1 to 2 centimeters away from the embryo or the fetus, and we can just get superb resolution. And again, the transabdominal approach is done through the full urinary bladder and allows us to see a larger field of view of the baby. In the beginning, first trimester. At no time in life does more growth and changes occur than in the first few months of pregnancy. Now, with the new imaging techniques, we can observe the fusion of the 2 cells from the mother and the father. This teeny new cell, smaller than a grain of sand, contains all the genetic information for every detail of this new created life. Witness this miracle in the making as we journey through the first 9 months. Fertilization. During ovulation, when the mother's egg is mature, it is released from the ovary to wait fertilization. As over 200 million sperm enter the cervix, they begin their search for the egg. Only one of the 200 million sperm engaged in this race will unite with the egg. At that moment, a new and unique individual begins to form. In the next few days, the fertilized egg divides into many cells. And travels down the fallopian tube. And enters into the well-prepared endometrial lining of the uterus. This ball of life will grow at a rapid rate to become an embryo, the next stage of development. 3 to 4 weeks from conception. At 3 to 4 weeks from conception, the embryo is the size of an apple seed. And the heart begins to beat. This is an image of the heartbeat at just 18 days. Listen to the Doppler audio of this heart. Five to 6 weeks from conception. 5 to 6 weeks from conception, the embryo is 1/3 of an inch. The dark circles of the eyes are the retina. The beginning stumps of the arms and legs start to grow. The embryo will freely float in the amniotic fluid, which will cushion and protect the baby for the full 9 months. 7 to 8 weeks from conception. At 8 weeks and measuring 1 inch, the developing baby is no longer an embryo, but a fetus, meaning young one. The head is about half of the total size, and brain tissue is growing rapidly. Brain waves are recorded by this time. All the organs are now present, but need to develop and grow. The baby is now well proportioned and is about the size of your thumb. The brain is now divided into 3 parts. This is an image of the 7 weeks. 7 weeks is when the baby moves for the very first time. It's very slight movement. Here you can see the arms, the legs. Another 3D image of the baby moving in the womb. And you can see the little arms and the legs. This footage is incredible. 10 weeks from conception. At 10 weeks, the fetus is 2.5 inches long and floats in the amniotic fluid, which has now filled the whole uterine cavity. This activity can be seen as the baby jumps within the womb. Now this baby is George. Say hi to George. George is going to get ready to take a jump. To look at you, you can see his cute little eyes. Her, she ended up being a girl, which I didn't know. And she's doing a few more jumps. And the mother will not begin to feel any of this movement until the 16th week. And she was so active. The mother was so amazed. There she goes. By the end of the first trimester, the baby can now urinate, breathe, and swallow the amniotic fluid. This is the baby's face. You can see the eyes, the mouth. Now watch this baby as he scratches his chin. These are twins. And these are fraternal twins. They're separated by the membrane. The baby on the right is seen sucking his thumb. They develop their habits in the womb. And the baby on the left is just hanging out there. Second trimester, 13 to 27 weeks. In the second trimester, the baby continues to grow to half its birth weight. Muscles, bones, and the nervous system continue to grow. The body is equipped with a complete set of vocal cords, but without air, it cannot make a sound. The skin is so transparent, the branching blood vessels are clearly seen. spine here has begun to grow, and the eyelids remain closed. The sex organs are now apparent. At 24 weeks, the baby weighs about 1 pound and can hear her mother's voice and heartbeat. The mother will begin to show and feel the first stirrings of life within her. This is Harry. Harry is laying on his back, the arrow's pointing to the head, and he's got his feet pressed against the uterine wall as he's attempting to stand on his head. Watch as he arches his back. He falls flat on his bottom, again arches his back, and does this incredible handstand. Ta-da! This is a side profile of the baby's face. This is the heart. You can see the separate chambers of the heart. The arrow is pointing to the stomach, and the stomach is black because the baby actually swallows the amniotic fluid. Now the arrow is pointing to the kidney. The kidneys begin to function at 11 weeks and then empties through the bladder. The arrow is pointing to the diaphragm. The babies actually begin to practice breathing in the womb as early as 20 weeks. Again, you can see the heartbeat. This is a hand. You can see the 5 separate fingers. And this baby says he's number 1. This is a leg and a foot. You can see the separate toes. And this is a boy. We call that the turtle sign. And this is a little girl. And this is another 3D image of a baby, the cord. This baby's actually dancing in the womb there.
Salsa.
Yeah. Now this baby is my favorite. Watch as he gives you a great big yawn. He's cute. Third trimester, 28 to 40 weeks. During the last 3 months, the baby's weight will triple to more than 7 pounds and grow to 20 inches. The hands and feet will increase in size. The unborn now uses the 4 senses of vision, hearing, taste, and touch. The baby's heart now pumps 300 Those are the 3 boys, like 10 years. There's Danny. There's Danny up on top at his prom. Matthew, my oldest, in the red shirt, and Jeff in the golf cart. And there they are again. That was my Christmas present 2 years ago, all with their college sweatshirts on.
If I had a chance to change the world, I'd start with this. A chance for every little boy and girl to feel a kiss. If I could arrange the way things are, I'd start with this. Bring love to everyone, both near and far. Who could resist just one chance to turn the world around? Just one wish, a chance